everybody doing? Well, brewing up a couple more cider experiments today, and just drinking the last bottle of my apple pie moonshine cider. Cheers, 17. But we need to get started with this. Today's cider recipe: caramel apple. You know, like the caramel apples you get in the carnivals and the fairs and what have you. Why not? I mean, the sky's the limit. So far the recipes have been turning out, so I like caramel apples, why not? So let's see. I'm going to use 6 liters of apple juice. I'm going to use 2 liters of wort. We're going to steep 400 grams of crystal malt 60. I had them crush it for me. And we're going to steep it for about 30 minutes. I'm going to get the water up to temperature, and then I'll probably back sweeten with a little bit of stevia, because caramel is supposed to have some sweetness to it. So I'm still at the stage debating how many teaspoons or tablespoons of stevia I'm going to add to this. So right now I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of on the fence whether 4 or 7, but I think 7 would be too much, maybe 6. We'll figure it out when the time comes. Alright, let's get our water up to temperature and we'll steep some grains. Alrighty, we're almost up to temperature. I was shooting for 156 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so don't mind the timer. I actually got it too hot before I put my grains in. We're going to steep the grains for 30 minutes. It's crystal malt 60, 400 grams like I said. We're just going to let that steep in there. Any goodness that happened to fall off. And we're just going to put a cover on it. I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes. There we go. We'll steep the grains and we'll give them a quick little rinse and we'll come back. Oh, and I have 3 liters of water in my pot. I suppose that would be important to know. And I've reached my 156, so we'll be back. Alrighty folks, there we go, 30 minutes. Perfect timing. Oh yeah. That just sounded silly, Stephen. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the stove off. My temperatures have been fluctuating between 170 Fahrenheit and 145, you know, so with only 3 liters of water, it's actually kind of hard. So I'm just going to pinch this off. Are you going to stay? Alright, I'm just going to pinch that off like I did. We'll let the grains drain out. And I'm going to heat up some water. We'll give it just a little rinse because I don't want too much water in this, right? Then we're going to get this on a boil for 20 minutes. We'll let it cool and then we'll come back with when we're ready for all the rest of the fireworks. Alright, so I've got 2 liters of wort. My boil was a little aggressive. I had to add 2.5 cups of water. Get that all in there. Beautiful thing about the wife's new pot, it actually has all the liters and standard sizes in there, like quarts. So absolutely fantastic for doing this. The wind's blowing my back door open a little bit. Give this a little stir. Now, with this one, I'm going to add stevia to it as well. I know you're probably thinking stevia is a bad thing, but it comes from a plant. It's just ground up, so definitely better than aspartame, but hell, these are only experiments, right? So I'm going to put in 5 tablespoons as well, because caramel should be sweet, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, give this a good little stir. You'll notice that I haven't added any brown sugar to this yet. Well, I don't know how much sugar the Crystal Malt 60 is going to add to this, so we're going to do it in steps. Going to get a gravity reading, then I'll see how much sugar I need to add to it. I don't think I need to film that. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to do it in probably half cup intervals, depending on how far off it is, and I'll give you the totals when I come back. Alright, look at the color. Might be kind of hard to see. See if the camera will focus. Maybe my hand will stop moving. Anyways, you get the hint. Someone wanted me to save them a sample in the house. So I was semi-right. I didn't think the Crystal Malt would add that much sugar to it. I ended up adding 2 cups of brown sugar, and that brought me up to 1.070. Funny how these 2 experiments I hit my numbers bang on that I was looking for, but I don't know. Here's my Nottingham ale yeast. You know, one of the dogs is trying to push open the back door. She thinks there's somebody here. Just me, Daisy. Cut it out. Alright, so yeast is in. Get our cover on. Our airlock. And I'll see you in 2 seconds. Hey everybody, we're back. I was in such a rush thinking about, you know, what I was going to say and everything. I didn't even think. I pulled it out of the fridge, cracked the top. Anyways, I've really been busy today, and I've got a lot more that I want to do tomorrow. I got to stop looking at this lens. My eyes are all buggy from being outside all day today. I put up the trellis for my hops, and I put 4 strings down for each plant. There's a lot of work. It looks pretty good right now, though. But let's get back to this review. My caramel apple hard cider. Yeah, it's a nice color. I have to look. There we go. So it's a little darker than the other hard ciders. Those of you who were watching Jake's cast there last Saturday, this is it. It actually carbonated a little bit. So far to date, with the Nottingham ale yeast, it's not a heavy carbonation, and I'm actually loving it. The downfall, it's been taking about a month and a half. Well, let's check my calendar. Alright, so April 12th is when I bottled it. And this is 6 weeks now, so there's a little carbonation. And it does, you have predominantly apple, of course, because it's all apple juice. And then with the grains that I steep to add to it. So there is a little hint of sweetness. I don't know if I'd really call it the caramel that I could smell, but so let's give this a try. Cheers, everybody. 17. The caramel is right there. I was aiming for something, you know, like the caramel apples. You know, you make it Halloween, or you could get it at the carnivals, but not quite that sweet. And I'm really pleased with this. I'm not quite sure if it needs a little more caramel or if it's just right. You know, I don't have the most sensitive taste buds in the world, so I definitely could not be a beer judge. But Jake didn't say whether it should have more caramel or it's too much. But I certainly love these. These are delicious. I only have a few more, and I'm trying to save them. But I will definitely be making more of this. Just like the other hard cider, the recipes. I can't believe how good these are. So cheers, everyone. 17. Hope you have a great week, and happy Homebrew Wednesday, since I'm posting this on Wednesday. As you can see, I just finished my thumbnail here behind me for the video. So I'm going to enjoy this, put my clips together, and you'll be seeing this later on. So, cheers. Have a great week.